This is my review of Dr. Stone, Chapter 104, Men of Forensics, and I just love this opening page, this opening color page. Senku being freaking Sherlock Holmes. It's just amazing, I love it. So yeah, Senku and our resident gorilla found out about everyone being turned to stone, and Senku went super serious. Seriously, oh my god, I've never seen this angry before. And he was almost murdered once. Seriously, someone tried to murder him at one point, and he was not as angry as he is right here. So then the gorilla decides to go off and teach them a lesson, but thankfully Jen tied a rope around her leg so she couldn't get very far. Which, very smart indeed, I gotta say. Because, she was gonna run off and get herself petrified, and then the rest of them would just be screwed. I mean, I'm sure Soyuz is a good fighter, but he's not her. He doesn't have her skills. And then we find out that he's getting some traumatic memories. They were running away from something or someone who turns people into stone. And honestly, I'm just so glad for this little panel because it finally answers the question I've been having. When the freak was he actually, taken back to the mainland? How? Why? When? I mean, where did the freaking shield come from? Now we see he actually went with his mother or his sister who were fleeing from the island. And yes, he has some memories from being a baby, which some people actually do. That was a weird thing I learned from Promised Neverland. Infantile amnesia is a thing that some people don't have. They can actually remember things from when they were just an infant. But yeah, so he was with the mother or sister who probably didn't survive the trip or survived long enough to tell, his people who raised him. His name is Soyuz. He must stay hidden. Don't let him go back, or something like that, So then they wonder if the shells may be how they're attempting to fight the petrification. Like, if this man attacks them, they'll have, the petrification serum ready to free each other. And if these allies can lead them to the treasure chest, they can make an infinite amount of depetrification solution, And as long as one of them is still alive, they can revive the rest easily. So now it's forensic time, and I just love this. It's such it's still science, but it's just something so different than what we've gotten so far in this series, and it's just absolutely amazing. So based on the flies, they had to be there about 10 or 20 minutes ago. Then they do freaking fingerprints to find out it was a woman of average height and weight, which doesn't tell them much, but from that, Jen is able to determine that she was probably a young woman, because an older woman wouldn't have wasted time getting useless shells. Not a very strong woman, because she had to drop a few out of her basket. She's about 160 centimeters. And he even found a hair, which they made a freaking centrifuge. A muscle-powered centrifuge. I did not know that was possible, but okay. To find out some more information. And they have a microscope. They built a freaking microscope. I love it. I guess that's what the new high-powered lathe was for. So they find lily pollen, and with that, they're able to find their way inland to the woman they're looking for, the shell collector, ascendant of the tribe of the final survivors. And as they're looking at her from behind, they realize this could be really bad. She could be the enemy. She could be the one that's petrifying us, and they aren't sure what to do. But Senku's like, either way, we're going to make contact, and we're going to get some freaking answers. We don't have any other choice. And Jesus Christ, she is beautiful. I think that's a pearl on her head. A giant ass pearl. That would literally be worth a fortune today, and a bunch of little pearls around it. I'm assuming she's either the priestess or something, because, she's clearly kept in high regards here. And that does explain why 3 separate men then tried to marry her. Okay. Senku and Jen are just like, what is happening here? Soyuz is like, oh, she's cute. And the gorilla is just like, hey, we found her! What's everyone so weirded out by? If I had to guess, oh my freaking lord, what was with her high heels? Please tell me she was not... Yes, she walked all the way to the shore and back in those high heels. What the hell? Anyway, if I had to guess, I'd say she's either like the priestess, and therefore marrying her is a super high honor and you'll be rewarded and whatnot. Or she's literally the last girl in the village, and they all just want to, I think it'd be really funny if when Koru comes out the corner, they all turn and propose to her instead. You know, like, if she is the last girl, it makes sense. Her and the three guys, and that's it. They just want to continue their lineage, and therefore they each want to marry her. They also all have very weird hair. I'm not sure what's up with that, but I'm hoping to get an explanation. Just Jesus Christ, though. So yeah, next chapter, my suspicion is going to open up with them saying hi and three guys turning back and forth and then running over to Koru and saying, "Will you marry me?" And then her beating them all up, which would be really funny. I'm guessing this tribe, since they're collecting shells, hopefully they know the secret survival fluid and they are, you know, working on making more so they can revive their fallen friends who have been petrified by the enemy, the guardian, the god who keeps them from leaving the island, and who punishes them when they do something wrong. I think, that god kept punishing them again and again. Now it's just these few. Yeah, they can make the shells and possibly revive one or two a day, but they just can't keep up with the rate they're being petrified. I'm curious, how they're going to convince them that they're allies. I mean, their clothes and weapons alone should tell them they weren't petrified, because then they'd be naked. But yeah, that's going to be a very interesting story, I gotta say. Hi, we're from another village. Also, I was frozen in stone for 2,000 years. Oh, also, my father was the creator of your village, and that makes me your god. So, yeah, let's just go with that. Now, give me the treasure chest you've been hiding for countless generations so that I can fight this invisible enemy that you also worship as a god. Okay, thanks, bye! I gotta say, this was, Shonen Jump was off last week, and this was the chapter I was most upset about because of that, because just they end in this huge cliffhanger. Who is this woman? What is the shells for? Who is petrifying them? And now we have at least some of those answers. I definitely don't think she's an ally of the petrifier. I think it's either someone following an old village custom of making sure no one leaves the island because a bunch of people did and they never came back or something. I mean, I still don't know how he's actually petrifying people. That's a big, $1 million question. How is he doing this? And I don't really think we're going to get answers next week. I think next week's just going to be them, making peace with the new villagers, getting them to trust them and believe that them and know they aren't up to no good. And if that doesn't work, the gorilla will just beat them all up, which I would very much like to see. That'd be really funny. So yeah, let me know what you think in the comments section down below. How are these people going to react to the visitors? Be sure to like and subscribe. Until next week, peace.